Yes guys, so I thought I would do this video to update you, to tell you all about the current state of Etsy dropshipping in 2025. Wow, time has gone quick. So, new camera angle, trying to change it up, trying to work on the quality. But let me start this video by talking about our current Etsy operation and bans on Etsy, and then I'm going to break down every step of the way, what's changed, what you should do, and so forth. So we are running a good sized Etsy operation still, nothing like what we used to run, but we're running a pretty streamlined, efficient setup. We are still doing a touch of dropshipping, we're doing digital products too, and we're doing a lot of customized, personalized products from factories in the UK. Dropshipping is going to become more of a priority with our stores. But yeah, our dropshipping side of things is still relatively good, but in comparison to what it once was, it is a lot smaller. Bans on Etsy. Now, we have not had a single store banned this entire year. Now, what we are doing is we are treading very finely within the TOS. So we run three different operations, like I just mentioned. Our digital stores, perfectly within TOS. Our personalized stores within the UK, perfectly within TOS. Our drop shipping, we do a lot of things differently to what we used to do, which is why it's a bit smaller, and we're ready to catapult and scale it up. It is a very fine balance on the TOS side of things, but we've not had any issues so far, so we are pretty damn happy to go up and scale that area. So that's all about the ban side. Bans are pretty laxed, and now everything I'm going to go over is going to explain why that is and how we're managing to stay alive. So let's go from the ground up. You need to firstly create a store, obviously, right? So if you're in Etsy Mafia, by the way, Etsy Mafia chats and calls and stuff are going to be coming back. So definitely make sure you join that, or if you're in it, check it out. There'll be some announcements in there soon. So every store is going to start off as a 14-day payout. That's fine. You're going to be 14 days for 3 months after your first sale. That's fine, okay? There are things we do to reduce damage in that time and to basically grow the store out and turn it bulletproof. You're also going to have a mandatory ID check, but Etsy are more laxed with procedures. So like I said, if you were in Mafia, if you were Diamond in Mafia before, you would know that the whole warming up process took ages. There's none of that really happening right now. There's no warming up. You just sort your stuff out. You have your setup, which you'll know. You create the store, and it'll be 14 days, and that's fine, okay? So now we have a store. Now we talk about listing products. The world is still your oyster if you know what you're doing, okay? So what I mean is your main focus should be building a store that looks natural on the platform. That is within their categories, within the categories that they are pushing and showing and people associate with Etsy, right? If you're going onto Etsy and you're wanting to sell pet steamers, do you know those like dropship pet hair steamer things that pulls it all off, crap like that, it's not going to work. It doesn't fit in. That's always been the case. But now you just need to be a little bit smarter with how you operate, and that's fine. I'm going to do more videos on product research and what to look for. The added benefit of now in 2025 is the AI advancements. Every AI tool is just insane. You can automate basically everything, have a procedure to do all your titles, descriptions, tags, an SEO god basically doing it. Then you can have AI tools to do all your photos, right? You can make it look like a professional photo shoot, and imagery is still extremely important on the platform. If you watch my previous video, you'd know, like, my fourth income stream is basically content because of how lucrative and powerful it is in every venture we have. So I would spend most of my time when I'm building a listing, because of the AI advancements, that really reduces time. The time would be spent on the imagery, okay? So we have our store, we have our listings. Now we want to talk about the two growth methods. There's organic and paid. Now, organic is not what it used to be. It's pretty unpredictable, and you can have very weird patterns. You can have days of just insane amounts of orders. Wow, what's going on here? Followed by just a dry spout. And what I'm noticing is in that dry spout is when you really need to work on building rapport with your customers, making sure that all your targets are being met, right? All your criteria are being met. You know, the percentages that Etsy look for, you're staying in or above. They're leaving reviews. You're putting actions onto the platform, and maybe you're getting repeat buyers, right? If you get some repeat buyers that are leaving 5-star reviews, the algorithm is going to absolutely love you. So you need to farm everything you can from every order you have, because paid ads is no longer the saving grace it used to be. You know, I remember in 2020 when you could put any old crap up on the platform, run ads, and you didn't have to wait for ads. Your ad limit would increase super quick. You could run ads, and on a brand new store, by the end of the week, you could be doing 50 orders a day. Right? It no longer does that. Your reach on a new store is limited in organic and in paid. It can still work okay. It can still help you, but it's probably going to be break even or at a bit of a loss. But if you have a really good farming procedure in place, so you know you're getting reviews from all your sales, or a very high percentage of your sales, then it can be profitable to just break even or use it as like a loss leader to get reviews farmed in. Now we have everything in place, let's talk about what timelines you should be operating in. Now, depending on your setup when you're in those first 90 days of payouts, depends on really how you want to run the store. Do you want to let it sit idle after doing the correct things at the start when you open it? Or do you want to utilize it in terms of digitals, in terms of a store that stays within TOS? Right now, you always want to have a nice healthy mix of stores that are just sat there, you know, in the arsenal waiting to be used, and stores that are being utilized daily, growing daily, etc. Because 3 months is not a long time. 3 months on a digital store, depending on how you're doing it, depending on what you know, the products you're selling, etc., could get you a decent amount of sales, decent amount of reviews, and then really turn into just a, you know, passive income earner, right? But you have to understand that the timelines are a lot longer. For you to get the results that you used to get, you are going to be playing, you know, a bit of a longer game. But if you sell the right products, you're going to still get sales and you're going to still make good money, right? So it is very important to play the safe game. Now, on the flip side, playing the absolute offensive game is your Chinese competition, okay? Now, a lot of Chinese sellers have came to the platform. They've always been there, but they've really been utilizing this time because all the dropshippers have left. You know, all your competition has gone. It's really a free market again. So these Chinese bulk sellers have came on. They will create stores selling one type of product with like 500 different designs. It'll all be run through AI, all automated, pumped out. They'll do 5,000-10,000 sales and then get banned. So now is really looking like one of the best times to get back onto Etsy, to do things right, to build really stable stores. Now that the competition is low, you can build stores that are within and teetering on TOS and really play that long game, getting full advantage of that early, getting in early setup. And then when the competition eventually comes back, you're already, in favorites with the algorithm. There's also been a lot of changes with the back end of Etsy. There's been huge algorithm changes. We all know that. But there's been a lot of QOL updates, right? Quality of life. You're finally able to know how much money you made after all the Etsy fees on each order. They finally added it, right? It only took them however many years to finally add a decent way to track your money. There's a lot more data on the back end. It's a bit more organized. It's a bit more of a nicer place. They're really trying to build seamless systems and they're really focusing on that. They spent such a long time purging their platform, trying to make it a safe place, that now they've really gone invested back into the platform. So my verdict is it's still insanely profitable. It is a lot less headaches because, like I said, you know, we haven't had a single ban in nearly 7 months. It's been amazing, right? It's probably longer than that actually, but I'm just counting from the start of the year. You know, you don't want to be playing on the knife's edge, and we all know Etsy is a lot of fun. Right? You don't have to worry about paid traffic. You don't have to worry about software and setups. You don't have to worry about payment providers or chargebacks or anything like that. It's all a done-for-you service where you can cleanly know, I'm going to put a listing out, and if it's well, it's going to get seen, and if it gets seen, it's going to get sales, and if it gets sales, I make money. So you can still build huge operations on the platform with a lot less maintenance. You know, you can really have a great mix of stores, not having all your eggs in one basket, you know, through the digitals, personalized products, and drop shipping. So I hope to see you back on the platform. I hope to see you giving Etsy another go if you stopped, because it is, if you remember, just a lot of fun. You know, a lot of my good memories are from Etsy. But like I said, Etsy Mafia is going to be opening back up as just a bit of a chat room. You know, Etsy talk, Shopify talk, business talk like that. So yeah, guys, I hope you have a great day. I appreciate you if you got this far in this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and I'll catch you in the next one.